Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome and I hope you all are doing well. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this beautiful and simple dress right here. So with that said, let's jump right into the video. Okay, so this is the fabric I'm using today. I bought 2 meters of fabric right here, cotton fabric. Okay, so first thing first, I'm going to be I'm going to be drafting out the front part of the dress, and next I'm going to be using the front part of the dress to trace out the back. Okay, so first thing, I'm going ahead to measure out the length of the bottom, which is the width of the bottom part of the dress. So I'm just going ahead to take my scissors, gonna place a mark right there. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and tear it out. Okay, so now that I have the fabric for the front part of the dress, I'm just going ahead to fold it over just like this. So next I'm going ahead to remove, kind of mark out 1 inch at the top. So this will allow me to add in the seam allowance at the top. So next I'm going ahead to mark down my bust line, my bust point, my waist point, and also my hip point.
Head again, making my way through crowded thoughts. Sometimes it's hard to get out of it. Broke my heart in the dark.
Okay, so moving on to the top part of the dress, I'm going ahead to measure out my shoulder, to mark down my shoulder measurement.
I was just trying to feel something, falling asleep to the sound of it. Always used to let you clean up the.
So moving on to the neckline, I'm going ahead to mark 3 inches for the neck width, and for the front neck depth, I'm using 3.5 inches, and for the back neck depth, I'm going to be using 1.5.
Messes down on my knees, thought I couldn't stand up on my own. Turns out sometimes you're stronger alone. Bringing out the fight, yeah, bring on all the lightning. 'Cause I'm looking for a hero, look inside the mirror.
So I went ahead and marked 1.5 inch for the shoulder slope right there. So next I'm just going ahead to draw in my armhole curve.
Oh, carry the hurt when it gets too hard. Pick it up, dust it off. When I fall down 11, I get up 12. Don't.
Okay, so using a ruler, I'm going ahead to connect all my measurements. So the chest point to the waist point, and from the waist point to my hip point. Now, actually, from the waist point down to where I want the fabric to, the flare to kind of start, as you can see right there. So yeah. So I'm going back into the armhole point, and I'm going ahead to add 1/2 inch seam allowance and 1 inch seam allowance to the side of the dress. So next I'm going ahead to cut out the back neckline on the front part of the dress, so that way it will be easy for me to cut out the back neckline when the time comes. So next I'm just going ahead to cut out the rest of the fabric, just following the line I've already have on the fabric. So this is the front part of the dress right here. So for the back part of the dress, I'm going ahead and add 1 inch for the zipper allowance. So right there at the waist point, I'm going ahead to remove 1/2 inch. So this will help the back part of the dress to sit properly. So right now I'm just going ahead to trace out and cut out the back part.
I can save myself. Got burned, but I learned our scars make us who we are.
So now that I've already cut out the back neckline, so now I can go ahead and cut out the front neckline on the front part of the fabric. So moving on to the next step, I'm just going ahead to open the back part of the dress, so for the zipper and all that. So back to the front part of the dress. So right here, I'm going ahead to mark where I'm going to be cutting out for the front part of the dress. I just went ahead and mark it, and I cutting it out. So moving on to the lace, since I'm going to be adding the lace to the bottom, I'm going ahead to place the lace down, making sure to minus half 1 inch for the back hem allowance. So that way when I attach this to the back, everything would line up correctly. So I'm just going ahead to mark that before going ahead to cut out the fabric, or the bottom part of the fabric, which I'm going to be replacing with the lace. So I just went ahead and fold the iron it in place.
Remind me no one's got me like myself. Yeah, I love me without any help. I'm the best thing to believe in. Oh, I'm bringing out the fight, yeah, I'll bring on all the lightning. 'Cause
Okay, so now that I have that ready, taking that to my sewing machine and I'm sewing it down using a straight stitch. So you can use a zigzag stitch depending on the kind of lace you're working with. So I decided to use a straight stitch for this process.
looking for a hero, look inside the mirror. I found one. Oh, carry the hurt when it gets too hard. Pick it up.
Okay, so moving on to the back of the dress, I'm going ahead to pin the zipper down, following the 1 inch zipper allowance that I added to the back piece of the dress. So now that I have it pinned in place, I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and sew it down using my invisible zipper foot.
Dust it off and I fall down 11. I get up 12. Don't need nobody else. Yeah, I can save myself. Oh, oh,
So here is the back part of the dress right here with the zipper attached.
I could crumble into pieces, but I got a million.
Okay, so moving on to the next step, I'm going to go ahead and connect the shoulder points together, making sure the right side of the fabric are facing. So
Reasons why I won't, 'cause this heavy is a season, and the sun is always red.
So I went ahead and take it to my sewing machine, so I sew it together off camera. So next I'm going ahead to cut out my sleeves.
Right behind the storm.
So I also went ahead and attached the lace to the bottom part of the sleeve off camera, doing the same thing. So now it's time to attach it to the dress.
Bringing out the fight,
So I went ahead and opened up the dress since the shoulder points are already attached together, leaving the sides open. So I'm just going ahead to pin it down before going ahead to take it to my sewing machine.
'cause I'm looking for a hero.
So I also went ahead and did that off camera.
Look inside the mirror. I found one.
I also went ahead and finish up the neckline as well. So for the neckline, you can hem the neckline to finish up the neckline if you want. And if you're going to be adding a lining, you can use that lining to finish up the neckline. So moving on to the rest, I'm going ahead to pin the sides together so that way I can go ahead and finish up the side of the dress.
Carry the hurt when it gets too hard. Pick it up, dust it off, and I fall down.
So right here, getting to where the lace ends, I'm going to be folding this part over just like that and pinning down.
And I get up top, don't need nobody else. Yeah, I can save myself. Can save myself, myself. Yeah, I can save myself. Read me like a magazine. I don't wanna be made of paper dreams. You always get me out of my head against where I'm just a mess in a pretty dress, but you're coming steady on my spinning out.
So this is the other side of the dress. This is the bottom part of the lace. As you can see, that's the 1 inch hem allowance for the back part for the bottom part of the back. Okay, so I already went ahead and press it in place off camera. Okay, so here is the final result of the dress. I just went ahead and put it on my mannequin. And here is the bottom part of the dress. And here is the dress on me. All right, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for popping by today. Please, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And also, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you already subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for popping by today, and I'll see you all in my next one.